Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Erika Lambonan. On this occasion, I will present a proposal that I got with the title Development of Understanding of English Knowledge in First Middle School. In the proposal, Development of Knowledge of English in Junior High School, we will discuss several parts. Namely, there are 4 chapters that we will study, and now we enter the first part or chapter 1. Chapter 1, Background of the Problem. English is one of the international languages that is used by many people in the world and in many areas of everyday life. Therefore, using English is the easiest way to communicate with people from other countries about many speech in human life such as technology, economy, social, and politics. For Indonesia, English is a foreign language. Learning a foreign language is an intricate process that the learner should study the 4 basic skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. We ask it to understand our word through listening and reading, and to communicate our feeling it and describe through speaking and writing. By having more knowledge about language skill, we have much better chance of studying and being understood and getting what we want and need from those around us. Writing is one of 4 basic skills. It is very important in teaching and learning English. Writing involves some language competence, spelling, grammar, vocabulary, and punctuation. There are various ways to organize the sentence in a piece of writing. One of them is the context. The context is the form of text that aims at telling event for the purpose of informing or entertaining. In the context, the sentences are usually organized according to time, order, or chronological order. One thing happens and then another thing happens, and the events are told in the same order. Based on my experience, there are some problems found in the field when giving writing materials to the students, especially the context. The first problem is that the students' writing is not comprehensible because the contents of the conversation is not relevant to the topic. The ideas are not clearly stated. The ideas and sentence are not well organized. The second problem is that there are many errors in vocabulary, grammar, and spelling. Another problem is that students have low motivation and are not interested in going the text since the writing activities are not interesting. Usually, the students are asked to write sentence and paragraph without being given some clues, so that it is difficult for them to express their ideas on a piece of paper. This is because writing is difficult for them since they have to master enough vocabulary, spelling, and grammar in reference to the explanation above, and the strong desire of finding the solution of these problems. The writer has motivation to do the research in improving the teaching of writing in real class by using picture series as the interactional media. It is hoped that the media improve the student ability in writing, especially the context. Be a research problem. In this research, the writer tries to describe the student ability in writing the context stroke using picture series. So, the problem is formulated as follows. How does the teacher use picture series to improve the student ability in writing the context? Objective. The objective of the research is to find the appropriate way in using pictures series improve the student ability in recontext the class. Significance. The study is expected to have both academic and practical contribution academically to help teacher or researcher to find out the alternative way of teaching writing, especially recon and to produce and relevant and file knowledge for their class to improve their teaching. Practically, it can be used as a model to improve the student ability in writing in context, and it might give help and encourage students to express their ideas, opinion, and talk unto people. Scope this research will be concrete or in order to find a good way to improve the student writing skill. 2. This research is focused on the teaching of recon text by using picture series as the instructional media. Chapter 2. Research Methodology. A setting and subject of the study. This classroom action research is focused on the student of class 8 MTC Falahul Huda Kendal in the first semester 2013-2014. The number of students in this class 22 students. The students are taken as the subject of the study since they have poor ability in writing the context. B. Research preparation. This research focus on the positive effect using pictures series as the media to improve the student competence to understand the generic student of the context as well as its linguistic features. The writer also helps that her students are able to decide a text of recon early after the process of teaching. The instrument used to collect the data is test and observation sheets. The test is used to know the student ability in writing context. Meanwhile, the observation sheets are asked 1. To access the student during the learning process, 2. To check the student understanding about picture series, 3. To check the student understanding about the generic structure and the linguistic structure and the linguistic feature of the context, 4. To enable the student to retell the picture series early, 5. To enable the student to design a text of recon early, 6. To check the student attitude to take part in the learning process of recon by using picture series as the media of teaching. Chapter 3. The implementation of Cycle 1. The research administration pretest by asking the student to write recon text. The result of the test indicates that most students cannot write the recon text based on the observation and interview to the student. The problem is that they are difficult to find ideas to write. In Cycle 1, the researcher present the context by using picture series. First of all, the students are given some pictures with incomplete sentence. Based on the picture, the student complete the sentence. After that, the students are given some picture without any clue. The students write their own sentence based on their understanding about the pictures. B. Reflection for Cycle 1. Based on the data presented in the table above, it can be stated that the implementation of using picture media to improve the student ability in writing a context is not successful yet. The criterion of success is if the mean score of the student is at least 7 and the students are active in the writing activity. Reflection for cycle 2. Based on the data on the table above, it is concluded that the student ability in writing the context is improved. The criterion of success is if the main score of the student is 70 or more. The data show that the student main score is 71.52. In terms of the student activeness in writing, it is also improved. In other words, the teaching of context using picture sets can improve the student ability in writing the context for the student of NTC Falafel Huda Kendall. Chapter 4 Conclusion. Conclusion based on the description in Chapter 4, it is concluded that the use of picture sets can improve the student writing ability in context. The student might score 71.52. It fulfills the criteria of success, which is determined 7 or more. In terms of student motivation and activeness during the teaching and learning process using picture series, the students are actively involved and more motivated to write. Thank you. Thank you for your attention to my presentation. Sorry if there are still many mistakes in this presentation.